and welcome to episode 3 of the Mach7 podcast. I am your host, Andrew, also known as Sally McNoodlearms. Joining me this week, the master of the Screedly Meadleys, Travis.
What's up, guys?
So, we're back to a two-man podcast this week. What's up with that?
Compared to last week, it was a blast with Chris and Stuart on there. I have to say, it was great to be able to sit back and listen to them talking about placebo battle axes and humans versus zombies. But just for the sake of time, and it's quite hectic to try to get everybody's audio together, that we believe that we're just going to do like every other week. We're going to grab a few people from the Mach7 production team and put them into a rotation. So about every other week, it'll just be a two-man team with us. You guys can either skip this or focus on this one. It's up to you. But next week, we're hoping for a couple new individuals, and then we'll see what goes on from there.
Good plan. I like it.
Absolutely.
So, before we get really into it, because we'll forget, because we did last week, I just want to shout out your friend who made the logo.
Oh, yes, Hanley.
Yeah, sure. I don't actually know who he is, so go for it.
He's my buddy from Malaysia, who I met on a mobile game called The Hobbit Kingdoms of Middle-earth. I have absolutely no idea what type of game it is. It's absolutely free on the Android and the iTunes market. It's basically a game where you build your own city, kind of like a real-time strategy type game, but it's a lot slower pace. Do you know what type of that's called? Have you ever heard of the game before?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's kind of similar to like Clash of Clans or...
Yeah, absolutely, where you have a bunch of different people on.
Yeah, and you just you spend most of the time like building up all your stuff and then fighting other people or whatever. Absolutely,
and what's cool about it is you can get into alliances with people who also play the game on your server. And I got on one. We are called the Gloomwalkers.
Good name.
For those who understand Star Wars canon or literature, they were the... Well, actually, I really don't know.
Okay, good try.
Supposedly some badass guys who were like Sith, I want to say, who were like in the armies and that type of stuff. I don't know. Somebody can correct me on that. But part of my alliance, most importantly, is Hanley. He was part of it, and... So shout out to everybody, all the Gloomwalkers who are listening. Thank you for still watching through 3 episodes. I really appreciate you guys' support, and everybody who is listening right now.
We're impressed that you keep going after 3 episodes.
There you guys are stick tuned. And so Hanley, on the very first day that I launched this episode 1 with Andrew, I let everybody know. I was like, come take a look at it. And as soon as I let everybody know about this podcast, Hanley's like, you know what, I'll work for a logo for you guys. And I'm like, seriously? Awesome.
So just without any provocation whatsoever,
Absolutely.
He's just like, I'm going to make a logo for you guys.
I had no idea he was into graphic design at all. And so I was like, sure, why not? So the very next day, I think it was, that he sent me a really awesome logo. Is this the one that they're going to be looking at right now?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
If I don't screw something up. And it's also on the cover of, or the front page of the website I made.
Which is, what's the...
That would be Mach7animation.weebly.com.
Awesome.
We should talk about that website too in a bit.
Sure. Absolutely.
I got some things to say about it and how pointless it is.
And so, after Hanley was so kind to make it and then get it to me so quickly, he also came up with another design as well, which is going to be pretty cool. We're looking for some alternative uses for that logo specifically. Looking for a golf hat or something like that. So.
Something pretty sick.
Yeah, pretty much awesome for anybody who's a fan of Mach7, which I'm impressed.
Sweet branding.
So you want to talk about the website, actually. So there was my shout out, my plug for Hanley. Yeah. Thank you so much again, Hanley. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're my hero. You're my Spider-Man.
Wow. I don't really know him at all, but he seems like a cool dude for making a logo for absolutely nothing.
I don't even know what the guy looks like. Yeah. I've never even heard his voice before. All I know is fantastic. That we both speak English and that he is very talented at what he does.
Clearly, because it's a really awesome logo.
And he made it fast, too.
Yeah. It was impressive.
So anyway, back to...
maybe he just has a lot of time on his hands. I don't know. So I started to talk about this last week, but nobody else really wanted to look at it because apparently Stuart's Skype chat didn't work or something, and what's his face? Chris said that his computer crashed when he tried to open it because of its awesomeness. But yeah, so I made another website for the Mach7 group. I think it's actually the 3rd website we have now because nobody's latching onto one for some reason. I don't really know why. Well, I mean, the first one, because a guy made it and then stopped coming to meetings and sort of dropped out of the group. I don't know if that one's still up. I should actually check. I think it's like gamsquadout.com, which not really good branding for the animation group being the name of the show we make. And then Abby made one as well for a class, but it just didn't really...
It didn't take off to the point that we really needed to.
Right.
And plus she was using a quite a bit harder software. Was that considered software when you do internet programming?
Yeah. So after the podcast, after the first episode, I was looking up how to get the podcast on iTunes because, why not? Seemed like a good idea. A lot of podcasts on iTunes. They're pretty sweet.
Absolutely. Free too.
Yeah. So you told... okay, let me back up. So I looked up how to do it. You had to submit the RSS feed for the audio file to iTunes. In order to get an RSS feed, we have to upload it on the internet somewhere as an audio file, not like a YouTube video. That wouldn't work. So basically the way most people do is they have it up on a website and then they can submit that to iTunes and have them put it up there. So you told me that there's another website called Weebly.com where you can make websites for free. I was like, all right, that's pretty sweet. I can probably work with that. And it's incredibly easy to use. This episode's sponsored by Weebly.com. It's incredibly easy to use because you just drag and drop whatever elements you want onto the screen, and then there it is, your website.
You can even embed videos if you want. There's the free version and then there's the paid version. On the paid version, there's a lot more features that are available to you. But there's also, most importantly, it allows you to create a mobile version of your website.
The free version does that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to do it and it said, you're not cool enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, maybe you're cooler than me. So.
I guess. It could be.
Maybe it was because your first time.
Maybe. Yeah, that happens a lot. Don't know what that means. But yeah, well, and that's actually cool because it just generates... It's freaking out over there. It actually just generates the mobile site automatically. You don't actually have to build another mobile site on top of it. It just takes the same formatting and puts it over to the mobile side, which is awesome. Yeah, so one of the features for the paid users is you can embed audio files into your website, which is what we would need to do to get the RSS feed to put on iTunes. So not really wanting to pay for anything because I am cheap like that.
Are you cheap or is it just a lack of funds like myself?
Both.
Taking donations to the Travis and Andrew Foundation.
Yeah. We should set up a PayPal so people can give us money. That way we can pay Hanlipo for all of his awesome work.
Yeah, a whole $2 and a gift certificate to a free Whopper or something like that.
Do they have Whoppers in Malaysia?
I'm sure they do.
Probably true.
Or at least in McDonald's.
Yeah. So basically I'm just using it as almost another home video page for the group because I can't really do anything else with it at this point.
I love it. I've actually done Weebly for quite a few different class projects before, and it's just so easy to use. And it's I hate that you have to type in .weebly, so just everybody who's listening, you have to type the .weebly in.
The .weebly is important.
It's super WEEBLY. But it's so easy to use. You can create a website within an hour.
Yeah.
When it used to take days.
So, enough of that product placement. Actually, I still need to work on that because I haven't finished the About page yet, which is kind of important. I just don't
have About, a forums. What else do you have?
There's the homepage where I have the newest videos that we have out. Right now I just have the newest Gamma Squad and the podcast on there. And then the video page where we have all the different series we have and the 3 newest videos up for those. And those all have buttons underneath them that will lead you to the playlist on our actual YouTube channel.
Mach7 plug right there.
Yeah. I actually don't know the address for the YouTube channel because it's not youtube.com/Mach7
No, it's
animation.
It's a bunch of letters and numbers.
Yeah, something stupid. So what else? So then we have forums, so go register on our forums. And
I think Andrew and I are the only ones on there right now.
Yeah, it doesn't say that you're on there.
Oh, really?
It just says I'm on there. I don't know why.
Well, I'll redo it.
Something's probably
broken. I'll put 3 people on there so it looks like we actually have friends on there.
Good idea. And then an About page, which is just blank because I haven't done anything with it yet. So if you have suggestions for what we should put on the About page, leave a comment in the comment section below.
Wow. I on the very first episode, I got so much heat for all the please comment, please like. He called me a like whore or a comment whore, and all of a sudden now I have turned him to the dark side of the force, where he's also becoming a like whore now.
I get it from Dexter Manning because he says that on his videos too. It's all his fault. I blame him. So What else we got going on?
You're our host. Go ahead and lead us through the show, remember?
I don't want to be the host.
Oh, you already
I just
introduced yourself as our wonderful, magnificent Slender Man or whatever, Sally McNoodle Arms.
Sally McNoodle Arms. I guess we could... Oh, should we explain the intro from last week?
I would love to.
Because then we can go into explaining why I'm Sally McNoodle Arms. Quick drink a bev there.
Nestle.
Yeah.
Purified water.
Yeah, so for us, I just took like funny things that we said from episode 1.
Stick tuned,
and girl boners. Which,
I really think that's a word though. Stick tuned. I really feel that's
the more I think about it, it actually makes more sense to me
than stay tuned or stick tuned. Stick tuned, like
I mean, it's definitely stay tuned, right? But stick tuned is you could use stick as like
I really feel like
a synonym for stay if you wanted to, really. So I mean,
it's gonna like it's like monkeying around. It's gonna or monkeying about.
What was I saying? So
you're explaining our wonderful intro.
Yeah, so I made it like a sports themed because I'm stupid.
I love sports, football, all the way.
Football's good. That's why I made you the basketball position because you love football.
Because I love football.
I was the wide receiver because I'm amazing and I'm tall. Yeah, so I was the girl boners, which after that podcast, I realized that the Aisha Tyler's shirt actually said #girlwood, not girl boners, but whatever, same thing.
I feel once again we're talking some synonymous words.
Yeah, but I still gotta get it right because it's
you don't want to be mad at us again,
right? I love you, Aisha Tyler. No, we don't. So let's see. So Chris's name was the something Cleavers because that's actually a reference to the 7, which you guys will find out if that show ever gets made. He's all about this character named Cleve. He's got serious issues. And then Stuart's name came from the Papers, Please, Backseat Gamers, where he was like, "It's time for a random search." I don't remember how it goes.
Cut that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. So then this week, I decided to name myself Sally McNoodle Arms because that was the name I came up with on Friday while we were golfing. Yes. Because I could not hit the ball more than like 4 feet.
He putts like a girl. Like he refuses to actually get it to the hole.
It's really bad. I don't know why. Everything else,
What was my name?
Usually fine.
I forgot my name for this intro already.
You were the master of the Screedly Meadleys.
Ah, yes. Screedly Meadleys because of my awesome audio engineering skills.
That's what it is. Because Screedly Meadleys are a real thing. It's on Urban Dictionary, so it's a real thing. Shut up, Chris. So that's that explanation out of the way.
Chris Love right there.
So we're not going to do that for every week, but not explain it anyway. Probably won't need to, hopefully.
So I have something I want to talk about.
Okay, go for it.
You have a friend named Sean.
Yeah, dude, Sean. Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean.
Projax.
We haven't quite heard his stuff yet. He actually has a video, the dubstep video.
Yeah, dude, I'll put that in the link dump. He made a dubstep song that was like Portal themed. He took some audio from what's his name, something Cave Johnson.
Is that from Portal 2?
Portal 2, yeah.
Okay, because I haven't played Portal 2 and I didn't understand any of the references.
Yeah. It's him screaming about burning your house down with lemons. It's a whole thing,
It's actually a really good song. Like, I'm not huge on dubstep, and I'm not like, I hate dubstep. I like certain dubstep, like Skrillex, of course.
Sure.
But...
Dubstep sound.
The first time I heard dubstep, I was thinking Transformers. Like, the whole time, I'm just thinking, like, this is like a Transformers song. Like, how they sing together or something like that. But tell us more about Sean. Like, he has a really cool video. Be in the link. Check it out, guys.
Yes. And, like, I don't like dubstep really at all. Like, I kind of hate it in its entire existence.
You just like music that has anything that has a video game theme.
Yeah, well, it's... that has a video game theme in it. But in terms of actual like production quality and just the rhythm that he has in it and everything, it's incredible, and I appreciate it for what it is. So, a little backstory on Sean, if you want some information. He was...
I really do.
All right, you sound like it, staring out the window like you are.
It was thundering.
Nah, who cares? The thunder's gonna ruin the podcast. So, Sean is one of my best friends from high school. That was a...
BFFs?
That was a Web Zero's
Besties?
reference, in case you didn't get it.
I got it.
Yeah. I think he might be one of my oldest friends, even. Honestly, I've thought about this before because I was talking with one of my other friends about who moved here a while ago and I don't know, whatever. I cannot remember the time I actually met Sean. Like, it was that long ago. Like, one day he was just there, and we were in his basement playing video games together, and it was amazing. There was a lot of Halo.
Ooh, Halo.
There was... I remember a particular occurrence of Burnout, one of the Burnout games.
Oh my gosh. Need for Speed.
Yeah, not Need for Speed.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I remember those games.
Sure. There was a particular occurrence where... It was in the mode where you just try and cause as much damage as possible.
Yeah.
So after like a certain round ended, there was a truck with a trailer, and the trailer just sort of spazzed out. And this was at maybe like 4 a.m. when this happened, so it was the funniest thing in the world to us at the time.
And how old were you about?
Probably 9 or 10.
You were up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, dude, we had all night like slumber parties when we were younger. It was great.
That's cute.
It was the best time.
Aww.
We were so adorable.
Aww.
So shout out to Sean, he's pretty cool. If you want to hear some more of Sean, he is in some of my Let's Plays on my YouTube channel.
And what else is he doing for us?
He is helping us with the music for one of our special projects that we got going on.
Fantastic. I'm really excited to hear it.
He's also working on some animation stuff for that same special project.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Just like some intro and outro type things. Mostly just outro.
I got replaced.
But yeah.
Turns out my hard rock does not quite fit our special project.
Well, no, I mean, but not the music. I mean the actual animation stuff he's doing. He's doing the music too, but yeah. So shout out to Sean. He's pretty cool. He's a bro. True broski. What else we got going? I literally have nothing to talk about.
You keep looking at me. I don't know why. You're our host tonight. Normally I'm the one who is the driver right now, and now I'm the one who is actually eating the McDouble, just going for the ride.
Man, that's a image. Shout out. So speaking of fast food, you want to talk about those kids in the van? What were they all about?
Oh my gosh! Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, I'll try. I mean, I didn't really pay attention.
You tell your half, and then I will tell you what actually happened from the outside.
All right. So this 4th of July, so last Friday. So we were going up to Copper Harbor to watch the fireworks,
which is in northern Michigan for those who aren't aware.
Yeah, they can look it up on a map. Globe even. And so this fat guy over here, he needs some Burger King before we get there. So, and I don't know where I'm going, so I'm following him. You look sad that I called you fat.
No.
It was a joke.
I got it. I'm listening to you intently.
Yeah, sure you are. Because I'm sure the sound of my voice is real fascinating. So he goes through the drive-thru. I go just to the parking lot to wait for him to, because there was like 12 people in that line. It took forever.
There was actually like 4, but Burger King is notorious for taking forever.
Yeah. So I'm like sitting in this parking lot. This van full of kids pulls up sort of next to me, and I look at them, and they start like waving at me, and I think they were telling me to like roll my window down or something. I don't know. And so I waved back, then I just sort of shook my head, and then
Andrew is all about stranger danger.
Yeah. and then just looked the other way the entire rest of the time because I didn't want to make eye contact because I was scared of like these 14-year-olds.
You were scared of preteens?
Dude, there were so many of them.
There was like 4.
They could have taken me. So then you finally get your food and you drive out of the drive-through and you like go around the parking lot. And then what happens?
Okay, so before this, they were the car ahead of me.
Oh, really?
In the line. And so, like, I'm just sitting there, and Dakota, my husky, is sitting in the back, and he's going back and forth because he doesn't like when the vehicle stops because, like, that instantly means we need to get out of the vehicle to him.
Right.
So we're sitting in the drive-thru listening to music, and all of a sudden, there's this girl I see in her driver mirror who just keeps looking back at me. And I'm like, do I got something on my face? What's wrong with my vehicle? Do I have a flat tire? What's going on? And she just keeps smiling, and then all of a sudden the kids just start looking out the window, and
what the heck?
Then they start yelling stuff that I can't hear over the music, and so the whole time I'm just kind of ignoring them, kind of like, this is awkward. Well, it can't be 14 if somebody was driving.
I mean, but the driver probably wasn't 14, but that's what the kids look like in the back.
I know, especially that little youngster boy.
Yeah.
And wow, I feel old now.
I know.
Hashtag
right?
Oldcast. And now that I'm talking about youngsters.
Yeah, that'll be the name. Don't worry.
It's not gonna be. And so like the whole time they're just yelling at me and looking back and everything like that. And so finally they leave, and I'm just like, okay, good. And then I see them pulling up next to you, and I just see them reaching outside their windows. They're doing like the rock and roll symbol, just yelling and screaming. I can hear them across the parking lot getting my food, trying to talk to the other lady. I'm trying not to laugh to the person who is taking my like credit card and everything.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was just excellent just to see, because I saw you kind of look at him and then just kind of like look away, and I'm like, this is have to be the worst moment for Andrew. I can just imagine if we were actually a big deal.
Like they knew who I was? Is that what you think?
Oh my gosh, it's Andrew from Mach7 podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was, because they know my face. Well, I guess I wasn't that behind the scenes video.
Exactly, I wasn't, so I am nothing but a sexy voice.
Yeah.
That's all I am to these people.
That's one way to put it.
So yeah, that was our adventure for fireworks.
That was something.
For our Burger King. That's fast food right there.
That was the most interesting part of the
They
night.
have a extra long barbecue cheeseburger. That looked absolutely disgusting.
Like that. Yeah.
It looked like a sub with a elongated piece of burger, which burgers should not be anything but a circle.
Yeah.
They should not be an oval. That says, of course, it's ground meat, of course.
Yeah. It can't be. Wow. That was perfect.
That was a very loud lightning.
Well,
thunder, whatever you want to call it.
Thunder's ruining the podcast. I don't know what to tell
Monsoon
you.
season here.
Yeah, I guess. The first time it rained in like 2 weeks.
Hey, we've been able to golf at least.
That's nice, yeah.
Segue
To golf. Oh, look, a segue. Yeah, so we've been golfing a lot. How do you feel about that? Not a lot, a couple times. We've gone twice.
We've gone
It's not really
twice, but like you and I, you just got back up here to be able to actually hang out because you want to be a lame-o and hang out way at home with mom and pa.
And my sister, who's been in Australia for 2 years.
Insert witty comeback.
Good one. Got him!
So you finally came back, and you reminded me that we made an agreement this winter that we were going to go golfing because since we were Michigan Tech students, we get to go to this. Well, if we pay our tech fee, we get to golf for free at the Portage Lake Golf Course. Gorgeous golf course.
It's pretty nice.
That magically eats golf balls for no reason.
I have hit a couple balls into the middle of the fairway. Could not find them.
They're gone.
They disappear.
Like,
I have no idea what that's about.
How do you lose
It's mysterious.
a white lump along short cut green grass?
It's really, really bizarre. I don't know.
Two adult gentlemen cannot find it.
To be fair, we both have to wear glasses, so
Yes, that's true.
We got issues, but
so anyway, I love the golfing. I'm horrible at it, but
and to be fair, you actually have a really nice swing though. Like I haven't said that before, but it's very smooth and very nice looking.
Do we need to talk about our slice though? When I say hour, I mean hours. Like you lost it halfway through our last game.
Yeah, dude.
I really don't want to claim scores on here.
I got one.
I'm gonna lie.
Nah, because they don't count anyway. But you just need to get like more consistent hitting the ball in the right way. The swing itself looks nice. It's not like Charles Barkley-esque, which is
putting is my favorite though. That's what I do the best at. Okay.
All right, Dakota. I mean, calm down.
DakotaCast.
That'd be the name.
Putting, our short game. How do you feel about your short game?
It's terrible. At least I know it's terrible, and I need to work on it.
Why do you say that, Sally McNoodle Arm?
There are so many times where I just can't get the ball either far enough to get to the hole, and this is talking about chipping as well, where I'll just hit a chip like 20 feet and not actually get it on the green because I hit the ground too much. It's such a nightmare. But then when I do have good chips, it tends to just roll way past the hole or something. See, because I have this thing in my head where I need to land the ball right next to the hole instead of landing it short and having it roll to the hole, and then it just always rolls past. It's always been my mindset ever since I started golfing.
I love my short game.
I just don't know why, and I can't get rid of it. It sucks. Yeah? So you love your short game. Your short game is pretty good, even with your grandpa putter.
You want to explain a grandpa putter?
It's not really a putter. It's actually just a sliver of metal that he hits the ball with.
It's literally could be considered an ambidextrous putter. It is literally just a molded shape of metal.
Yeah.
With a pimp grip on it. It's like
with
purplish
a blood
red.
It's like a blood red grip.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Pretty crimson, actually. And it's an awesome putter, and I don't do too bad with it, actually. My best, when I get on the green or near the green, is when I do best.
Yeah, I would agree.
And maybe my iron isn't too bad, like getting that, but holy cow, my driver.
Yeah, tell me about it.
If anybody has a good few tips on how to get rid of a slice, and when I'm saying slice, I'm talking about a ball going 90 degrees.
Straight right. And then curving more, so it actually goes backwards.
I think actually it would actually happen. I mean, going 3 fairways over is pretty bad. trying to get back from that,
it's even harder.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm loving golf, and actually I just got a new glove. Well, I just got a glove.
Oh, really?
I wanted to get a hat, but the hats didn't fit my extra large noggin, and I got new tees. And then the tees are like these extra long deals. So
good thinking.
I didn't get plastic ones because the plastic ones were like you can get 12 for the price you get of 50 long wooden ones or something like that.
But they don't break, or they're not supposed to break.
Right. Well,
So
knowing me,
you can use them a lot longer.
That's probably true. But I feel like I'm going to go through 50 the same time I will go through 12.
I have the same bag of plastic tees since I had when I was like a junior in high school.
Really?
And I've been playing almost every weekend during the summer. So
I had the same
at least
clubs
once.
since I was that old.
Really? I mean, I think I do too, actually.
I love my
I
clubs.
think that was about this around that time that I got new clubs.
If you guys want to donate to our game, feel free. We'll try new courses at the Andrew and Travis Foundation.
Find us at PayPal. I'm not going to set up that PayPal, by the way. I don't even know how that works.
I don't either.
That's way too much effort.
I don't like begging for money.
Yeah, no, it's,
But
comments and likes, that's fine, but money is
I
out
do
the
like
window.
free money, though.
Well, free money's the best, but, I mean, you don't want to put other people at a disadvantage.
Well, then why are they giving me free money?
Well, because they think you deserve it. Speaking of free money, Lazer Team. So, you don't know what Lazer Team is?
Yeah, I know laser tag.
Okay, so Lazer Team is the feature-length movie that Rooster Teeth is making.
What? They're
gonna be
making a movie?
A live-action feature-length movie. It's gonna be like sci-fi comedy. So it'll probably be like Red vs. Blue.
So it's gonna be like Class C movie.
Well, I mean, so
Are they using Kickstarter?
no, they're using Indiegogo.
What's the difference?
Indiegogo, you can access it in like Canada and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like different countries. I think Kickstarter's only America, but they might have changed that. That's what the difference was when crowdfunding became a thing. So they recently just passed $2 million.
Jeez.
Funded. And they are now the highest.
And Rooster Teeth is a creator of
Red vs. Blue
and Ruby
and
a few comics.
Achievement Hunter. Yeah, they used to have the comics, which were incredible, and I wish they'd come back and make my life complete.
In fact, right now you are wearing an Achievement Hunter shirt.
I am, in
and
fact.
You have bracelets for...
Yeah, I got the Achievement Hunter slap band.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have any Rooster Teeth gear.
You should get some. It's great.
I want the...
RT Community Day.
Really?
Not today, but they do have those.
What's that?
It's just people wear their
Oh, really?
Rooster Teeth stuff, yeah.
I worked at Target, like I said a couple times in our podcast, and I saw this kid who had a sweatshirt that had the name on the back. It was Caboose, and it was a -1.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, the Caboose jersey.
Yes.
-1.
Yeah.
Mine has my gamer tag on the back because I'm a nerd.
You got one custom made for you?
Yeah. It wasn't that much more.
Oh, really?
It was like $15 for a blank one and like $20 for...
Oh, then get your
one
name
thing
on
the
it for
back.
sure.
Yeah.
It's probably the first thing you had your name on, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've never even written my name until now.
Really? How'd you pass the ACTs?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Oh,
there are
okay.
ways.
Probably not appropriate for this podcast.
Probably not.
So,
They might find me.
so keep telling me about this feature-length video for Lazer Tag.
Lazer Team. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about it, but people are going crazy over it. They're having, in fact, RTX was this weekend. They had an open casting call at RTX.
What?
Yeah, for like extras and stuff, I guess, where you can be in the movie if you
And
want.
where is that in Texas?
Yeah, it's in Austin.
Tejas?
Yeah,
It's not fair.
I know. I really wish I could have gone to RTX. That's my dream, to go to RTX one year.
And PAX.
Yeah, I just don't have the money right now.
And E3.
Or the time, really.
And then you just have to know people to get into E3.
Yeah, I think so.
Just pretend you know somebody or you're somebody.
Yeah, basically. That's the way to do it. So, another segue, speaking of RTX, the new trailer for the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, focusing on the Arbiter.
Yeah, it's like an Arbiter Terminal trailer or something.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty
This
cool.
sick monologue.
I want to play it in Halo 5. I hope I can have another segue where I play as Arbiter.
Yeah.
I really appreciated his story, and I really appreciated the elites after it. Except I wonder if I felt too sympathetic for it, for the elites afterward.
Could be.
Like, they're the ones who came in just burning all the human planets and everything.
It's true.
I'm pretty
Suddenly-
sure I really shouldn't have any sympathy for them at all.
Suddenly they seem like good guys. Plays the Arbiter for a few hours.
Keith David, that voice, man.
Oh, it's so good.
He's a fantastic voice actor.
The best.
But yeah, that trailer actually looks really cool. So if you guys want to have a few seconds, check out that. It's a minute long.
Yeah.
but it just helps my hype train, which has no brakes.
Good one, man.
Speaking of hype trains that have no brakes, you just played... What game did you play off of Steam? We talked about the Steam sale last week.
Yeah, so I got The Witcher 1 off of the Steam sale. I had bought The Witcher 2 the year it came out because it was like, I think it was $50 and I had like a $50 gift card or something. So I was like, all right, this looks interesting. I'll give this a go after watching some trailers. I was like, oh, this is actually really cool. Dude, what are you doing? You're like,
I'm fidgeting.
You're freaking out is what you're doing.
Fidgeting.
Yeah, so I got The Witcher 2 and I played it. I had considered buying The Witcher 1 as well, but people were like, it's not quite as good. You can go to 2 and be fine. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I got really, really hyped for The Witcher 3 now.
You want to explain what the Witcher series is about? Like,
Sure.
I'd explain what Halo is about, but if you guys don't know what Halo is and you're listening to this, I don't know how you got to our page.
Yeah, so The Witcher is going to sound kind of familiar for you in particular because I kind of drew some inspiration from it. But so, in this universe, it's like a medieval fantasy, Tolkien fantasy type universe with like elves and dwarves and magic and that kind of thing. But so Witchers are almost like a breed of human where they're subjugated? Sure. Subjugated to like different mutations and
Subjected to?
Sure, why not? I don't know. Words. Yeah, so they're basically like mutants and they have all these different abilities, like their eyes are like vertical slits like cats so they can see in the dark, and they're immune to like diseases and stuff like that. But so their basic function is that they're monster hunters and that they're hired by people, anyone who has some kind of problem that they want to solve, namely due to monsters. Like, but the most basic monster in the game is called a drowner, and they're basically people who they're essentially like zombies, but they're zombies of people who drowned and now they come back and they try and bite your face off.
So, like, what is the whole story? Like, I understand the lore behind it now, but what's the whole story now?
So, the story, at least for The Witcher 1, is that this bandit group called Salamandra, they attacked your like headquarters, basically, like the Witcher headquarters.
And there's more than one Witcher?
Yeah, there's several.
Okay.
At least there were until Salamandra started murdering them all, which they didn't quite succeed. And there's more than one like group of them too. So Kaer Morhen is their headquarters, the name of their headquarters, and that's where all the Witchers with the sign of the wolf are, and that's like what the wolf head is. It's the medallion they wear. It's like their sigil type thing. But then you find out in The Witcher 2, there's also ones who have the sigil of a snake, and I think there are going to be more even in Witcher 3 maybe. But so this bandit group attacks your headquarters, and they steal some of your secrets, like the secrets for the mutagens and your different potions and that kind of thing, and how you get all your power and that kind of thing. So you got to go track them down and kill the leader. They also killed your friend Leo. He didn't have a very big part in the game. He's like the Jenkins. What's the Jenkins in Mass Effect 1, basically? Who just dies almost immediately.
Just dies right away.
Yeah.
Just kind of give like this really sad. All of a sudden, we need a new person.
Same character, essentially.
Then
So yeah.
what about story for 2?
So for 2,
I'm building this up to 3, so we can get really excited about 3.
Okay, yeah, dude, hype train.
Choo-choo.
So basically, at the end of 1, what happens is you.
Spoiler alert!
It's been out for like 10 years. No, not 10 years. It came out like 2008. 6 years. You basically save one of the kings from being assassinated. So then you become. So then in 2, your role is as that king's like protector. Like he wants you around because you're like a good luck charm, or something along those lines. Well, actually, you start in a prison, but that's a whole different thing. The beginning's confusing and actually a little bit boring. But so what happens is that king then gets assassinated in the early part of 2. He did do a very good job by a monk. But then you find out he's not a monk. He's actually one of the Witchers with the snake sigil. And they are, so the title or the subtitle is Assassin of Kings. So this Witcher group is going around assassinating all these various kings for some reason. I actually don't remember their motivations now because it's been a while since I played it. But yeah, so then you gotta essentially hunt that guy down and get into all sorts of trouble. A lot of political stuff going on with all the kings and vying for power. And then there's a threat of this other nation called Nilfgaard. Don't look at me, it's Polish. It's a whole Polish thing.
Nilfgaard?
Nilfgaard.
Oh,
with
the
an
N.
N. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's like they're threatening war with them, and there's this other group, the non-humans. The non-humans are in an alliance called the Scoia'tael, and so it's like the elves and the dwarves, and I guess there's gnomes and halflings too, but you don't actually see them in the game anywhere.
What's the difference between a gnome and a halfling?
Who knows? Gnomes are better inventors, I guess. That was their whole thing. So you have to contend with all the political parties of the kingdoms that you're like friends with, and then with Nilfgaard, who you really don't like, and then the Scoia'tael, who are like they consider themselves freedom fighters, but everybody else considers them terrorists. So yeah, there's a lot of like political intrigue, and that's so good. And so I finished The Witcher 1 actually before coming here to do this podcast, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be.
That's awesome.
Really, most people's complaint was with the combat system, which I agree isn't that great, but it's really not. You get used to it after a while, I think. So basically, I was talking
like
to
Mass Effect 1 was kind of wonky.
Yeah.
Remember grenades?
Dude, the round discs of doom. Absolutely.
That nobody really used.
I use grenades all the time.
Are you serious?
Especially against the armature on.
I never used them.
Therum? Where's Liara at? Therum? Yeah, I think so. There's one before you get into the mine where Liara is, where they drop an armature down and you have to fight it on foot. Dude, grenades are so good for that thing.
Really?
Yeah. Until it blasts you into oblivion because you're
See, I always played
peeking
like
out
a soldier class.
Yeah.
So I could just
Use grenades.
DPS the crap out of that guy.
Yeah. Soldiers can do that. They're pretty
Pretty
top. Pretty OP.
Yeah.
Not really. I think infiltrators are more. Infiltrators and depths are
I
actually.
tried Infiltrator my first try through,
More,
and
yeah.
that was hard.
Yeah, it is.
Getting used to that sniper rifle that
Yeah.
overheats and takes like forever to cool down.
Well, in one, the infiltrator is not that good.
Except
Because the
there was-
sniper rifle just doesn't function well in the overheat system.
There was actually a lot of attachments you can get where you can get like this just explosive shot for it.
Yeah.
And you can just shoot the ground. There's like a huge area effect where it just like insta kills everything around you.
Which is incredible.
But you only get one shot.
Right.
And then you have to wait like 20 seconds for it to cool down. So you're going to make a good
less than
shot.
that, but more
Feels like
more
it.
like 5 seconds.
That's a long 5 seconds,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, whatever. So now The Witcher. Water bottle. So now The Witcher 3 is coming out in February, and I'm super hyped. I wish it was coming out sooner because I cannot wait for that game.
When's it coming out again?
February 25th.
That's kind of a weird time for a game to come out.
Yeah, it really
actually.
is.
Like post Christmas season where everybody's poor and paying back their credit card.
Normally, I feel like that's like within the lull of games, like before the summer games start going.
Or spring games, like Mass Effect and Battlefield. Those were games that came out in March and May.
It's true.
No, not May. They came out in March.
Yeah, Mass Effect came out in March.
And Battlefield was like right behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, springtime is a really good time for games, especially around spring break.
Yeah.
Because that's like tax season, I think.
Yeah. So
where people are getting their refunds back.
Right.
They're like, well, let's capitalize on this.
Yeah, it's like spring and fall are usually the best times for games.
Yeah, nothing really happens this summer.
Not a whole lot, no. It's just E3. It's the hype builder.
It really
is what
is.
summer is.
I love E3. I think we've mentioned it every single time we've had a podcast now.
Yeah, probably.
And they're all the games that we...
Still fresh in our mind, that's why.
It really is. Like, those trailers
So
are amazing. Like, so my only qualm...
Good word.
...with The Witcher 3 is I'm just not a big fan of excessive amounts of gore.
Yeah?
I don't know why. I'm a guy. I love playing video
Are
games.
you? Are you sure? I couldn't tell.
And I love to shoot. And I love shooter games. But I just am not a fan of, like, cutting somebody's arm off and just seeing blood all over the place and that type of stuff.
Nah, realism. Helps with the immersion.
I know, but so how much of that is that in The Witcher? Like, from the Witcher 3 trailer, I saw a lot of blood.
Yeah, they might have ramped it up a bit with, the new technology at their hands, but, I mean, the 1 and 2 aren't nearly that bad.
So, like, what would you rate it as far as a movie scale? Like, PG, PG-13, R, as far as the gore?
As far as gore...
Like, would you show it on TV?
No.
That
Probably
bad?
not.
I mean, have you seen Walking Dead? Walking
No,
Dead has a lot of gore. Like, Walking Dead is, like, my edge of my line for, like, where I'm comfortable with excessive amounts of gore.
It might be within that realm. I don't know. I haven't actually seen The Walking Dead, so I'm not sure.
What?
But I imagine lots of, like, zombie guts and stuff, so...
What?
I don't care about zombies. You want me to talk about why I don't care about zombies?
What?
I know. Tell me about it. The Telltale games were good. And
Actually, they're on mobile for free now.
I don't care about the show.
Tell me why you don't like zombies. I don't know what type of current American you are, but that's like the hype. If you're not into vampires, you're into zombies. And
It's
if you're
because
not
they're
into any of those, you're nobody.
I am nobody. Kind of like vampires either. I'm indifferent towards vampires.
My skin glistens in the sunlight.
Yeah, I would hope so. What does that mean? I don't know.
I'm flattered.
Thanks. Zombies incredibly overdone to me in media, and I'm just sick of them. I want them to go away. Like ever since Left 4 Dead, it's just been like every game has to have zombies in it somehow.
How do you feel about the Flood in Halo?
I'm okay with the Flood in Halo.
Do you hope they return in 5?
No.
I kind of feel like they were missing out in 4.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Flood in Halo. I don't like clamor for them.
Me neither. Like
they're not that.
They're
big,
excessive amount of enemies when the Flood come, and especially like Halo 2. It's like every map. There's just like or Halo 3 even when they added even more types of Flood. But I kind of wanted to see how the Prometheans, the Forerunners, reacted to and fought the Flood in Halo 4, and I was kind of disappointed I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, well, Halo 5.
Let's hope, but I think it's going to follow Agent Locke.
Breaking news: there's Flood in Halo 5. It's not true. So
that's a huge digression for the zombies.
I know. Yeah, so I don't care about zombies. Like, because ever since Left 4 Dead, it's just been any game that focuses on the zombie apocalypse. It just seems like it's the same story over and over again. And I just don't care anymore. Games that just have zombies in them, I'm kind of okay with that. Like Minecraft has a zombie mob. I'm fine with that. Like I don't have that against them. Or Skyrim with the Draugr, which are essentially zombies. Nah, that's fine. Whatever. But games like Dead Island or Dead Rising or The Walking Dead, the Telltale games I'm actually okay with because those are kind of unique and cool. But like the first-person shooter Walking Dead game was not good.
That's just a bad game in general, though.
Yeah,
not
true.
only was it a bad zombie game, it was just a bad game in general. Like you played the same map, just different objects placed around you.
Basically.
I mean, it was like a Windows 95 type game, really. Like the graphics and like the whole concept and everything. It was pretty awful. Who made that?
I have no idea.
Man.
I'm not even going to give them a plug in the link dump.
Oh, I wouldn't either, but what happened, it was an edgy creator going to last week's podcast. They were coming up with something new, remember? And so I picked him up and just dropped him off, and we had this quality game. There you go. Shout out to Stuart and Chris.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, it's been this ever since Left 4 Dead. And I kind of like Left 4 Dead because it's kind of more of like an arcade zombie game rather than one that's actually taking it seriously. So
I tried playing Dead Island, and I think I was telling you this a couple days ago. I just don't like the constant button mashing.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of that too.
That's all it is.
Most games,
and like
zombie games,
the zombie AI, you might have like 4 different zombie types, and it's just so limited.
Yeah,
because I mean, like, and I understand why it is, because if they really want it, like in the zombie apocalypse, you're gonna have zombies acting differently. Probably, I don't know if you follow like the Walking Dead TV show. Like zombies basically act the same, but some of them act a little bit different. But just in The Walking Dead, it seemed like every single zombie, all it did was just run towards you, and all you had to do is keep button mashing and running, button mashing and running, button mashing and running, and it just got really old.
Yeah, exactly.
There was like no suspense thriller to it because like you knew like right around the corner, like every opportune moment, you knew there was a zombie coming. Like they tried to scare you, but you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
But
and I'm actually okay with things like Dead Space 2, where
I'm too scared to play those games.
Yeah, where they're zombie-esque, but it's not really.
It is totally zombie crap, man.
It's not really focusing on the zombie apocalypse as
right.
like a setting or a story.
It's like Resident Evil.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like mutant genes and I don't know. Resident Evil. That's post-apocalyptic.
Kind of.
Like, don't they have one of the movies named Apocalypse or something like that?
Yeah, I guess so. But those aren't even zombies anymore. They're like infected disease
with
people
the
or something.
T-virus.
Yes, something like that.
There's actually.
I have no idea. That plot is so convoluted.
It really is, but the fight scenes are awesome.
Yeah.
But they actually have a alcoholic beverage called the T-virus at the drunkenmoogle.com.
Really?
And they have drinks for like the Master Chief, and like what it is, it's like gold and green from different alcohol
that's
types.
awesome.
And like they have the T-virus, which uses like blue licorice in a clear like I don't know, vodka or something like that, and like this blue licorice, and just you can just see the like little double helix shape and everything. It's actually really cool. That's going to be a cool link dump right there. I check you guys like check it out. Oh, you didn't work.
I'm not writing down the link dump as we're going again.
Well, we're going to have to listen to it anyway, again and again and again.
We'll see if I actually write it down while I'm editing it, like I should. Probably not. No. So speaking of things I don't like, let's talk about why I think Saints Row is better than GTA. Because this is a classic argument that a lot of people probably never have.
I have little to zero input on this one, but go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, I like Saints Row because it's a little bit crazy and out there and over the top. GTA to me is so like trying to maintain like realism and being lifelike, just in the gameplay, not so much the graphics, because I don't care about graphics.
What?
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about that
Rewind.
too?
No, that'll be a different segment.
All right, that'll be after this. This is the Things Andrew doesn't like cast. I almost said, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. It's just boring to me because it's like if I wanted to play real life, I could just not play video games. I could be in real life. I want to be in Saints Row 4.
We were just talking about immersion earlier.
Yeah.
Don't you think realistic graphics? Like, do you remember playing GoldenEye?
No.
We're talking triangle hands.
Yeah, but who cares? Graphics don't matter. Graphics don't make good games.
Insert. I don't even know what to say to you right now.
I care more about gameplay, interesting story, and characters.
How do you not play Far Cry and just go, oh, this is a gorgeous game, or Crysis?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate good graphics, but I don't feel like they're necessary.
I feel like they should be top.
No, absolutely not.
What should be top? Story?
Story should, yeah.
And what's interesting here is we're talking about a guy who all he does is play single-player games.
Yeah. Shocking, right?
But single-player normally has the most high-fidelity graphics available is in the campaign because you have the cutscenes and you have the scenery compared to multiplayer where you have maps where just, are you really looking at anything while you're trying to shoot the other guy?
Probably not.
No.
But like I said, I mean, if things look nice, that's great, but it shouldn't be required for a good game.
If you want to get out the next EA sports game, you got to have better graphics because what else do you have?
Exactly. That's the only improvement they could possibly make.
And just take out less game and enter more DLC.
Yeah, you know.
Promise myself I wouldn't go bash EA on this podcast 3 for 3.
Stuart's gonna be mad. Or you could be. What they did with Madden was they took out. So they have like a season mode in Madden, right?
Oh yeah, I love Madden.
They took out the ability to
football.
Yeah, football.
Football.
Are you ready for it? Sorry, you're ready for some football. So they took out the Pro Bowl, the ability to play in the Pro Bowl from the season mode in Madden 25.
Why?
I have no idea.
Weird.
So they'll probably put that back in one of the later games and be like, look at this new feature, you can now play in the Pro Bowl.
Only if you DLC it.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe. It's possible.
Oh, yeah. I can almost guarantee. But we have gone far from GTA versus Saints Row.
Oh, yeah. Well, GTA's boring, Saints Row's better.
I think we need more than that. You edged on the realism versus crazy aspect, but...
Yeah, well, it's just more fun. Like, okay, so I don't want to play a game that's trying to be like real life because I'm already in real life, and part of the reason I play video games is for escapism.
So in your real life, you pick up hookers, and then you kick them out of your vehicle, kill them, and take your money back. Is that what you're telling me?
But I could if I wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. I can't have superpowers and jump over a building like in Saints Row 4.
That's true.
Saints Row 3 is a little bit less crazy than the superpowers, but still.
That's the only one I played only because it was free with gold. You told me, Travis, you need to try this out.
Absolutely. And this is why, because it's way more fun.
I just loved... You're right, it is out there. Like, the voice acting is pretty great. And, like, in the very first scene, mission, level, whatever you want to call it, you're falling from a plane for, like, a good 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure if you're falling for that long, you are in orbit.
While dudes are falling after you and you have to shoot them.
And there is a limited amount of cars and tanks falling from this 747 or Hercules, whatever number that is.
Whatever it is, I don't know. It's actually a Titan.
Oh, pardon me.
From GTA 5. So, and then, while you're falling, you then decide to jump back into the plane through the front window and... out the back again.
Yes.
Like, you don't do that in GTA.
No. No, and you don't do that in real world either.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely insane, and it's so much fun.
It's a pretty fun game. I gotta get back into it, but I got into the whole Skyrim thing again.
Oh, yeah.
Once we started talking about with 7 and some of our special projects, I just got really back into it.
Like, it could happen.
It's
especially with Skyrim.
It's Skyrim and Minecraft. They're those games that just have endless playthrough, but like you burn out and then you take a break, and then you're like, I just need my crack.
Yeah.
And just need to go back
exactly.
at it. And just need to have my daily dose of Skyrim every single day for a good 6 to 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Not that long, but.
Tell us about your amazing orc who's the best at everything.
Oh my gosh. For those who play Skyrim and just like. Okay, let me go back even further. When I played Skyrim for the first time, I played a Breton class.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I've never played a Skyrim, Bethesda, never played Elder Scrolls. I barely play MMORPGs, so I barely understand this system. Mm-hmm. Like, the closest thing I get to this would be Mass Effect. So, as I'm going through, which Mass Effect is so much clearer on what is what.
Yeah.
That's like weapon class, not buff class, not ability class. It kind of is, but I feel like so much more focuses around weapon.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, when I got to Skyrim, I'm like, okay, this guy has extra money. That means I can get better gear, which means I can fight better. Totally wrong. Like, I could not do anything as a Breton. And so then later...
You could cast some spells if you wanted to.
That's true.
Bretons are good at magic.
That's true.
You should have read the manual. Rookie mistake.
Yeah, there was no... The manual doesn't explain the
Was
classes.
there no manual? See, when I got Oblivion, there was a whole... the Elder Scrolls 4, the one before it.
Right.
There was... Part of the manual was putting, like, the backstory and different strengths and weaknesses of each of the races on it.
See...
Which is awesome, and I wish manuals were still around.
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah.
How come games never have manuals anymore? They used to have, what controls are what. Now you just have to go through and just bash every button until you figure out what it does.
Yeah. Most games don't even have, like, what controls are what anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like, you should see the Watch Dogs manual. It's non-existent.
Yeah, all it comes with is, like, the little cover, and then, here, if you want more stuff,
Yeah. It
come to this code.
With
and
an online pass.
Yeah. But, so, on the second playthrough, when I got it for the Xbox, this Black Friday season, the past Black Friday, I was looking through online, and I was looking just to see what guys were saying about which class to play for how you ever play. And this guy said, if you just want to go in, swing, and just doing some major damage and being able to take it, just try an orc. I'm like, okay, you know what? I've always kind of skirted away from orcs, because they're always considered bad.
Yeah, they're scary looking.
They're scary looking.
They're worse
green,
than those 14-year-olds.
They're brown. Yeah, you're right. They have horns. They have nasty teeth. Like, they have a monster underbite. And so, like, I've always kind of avoided playing an orc in any game. Thank you, Tolkien.
Yeah, right. You ruined it for everyone.
You ruined orcs for everybody. But, so I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And I can two-hit dragons, man. And you watched it happen, too.
Just so people know, what difficulty are you on?
Oh, I'm on the one step below crazy.
Okay. Like the one before the hardest?
Yeah. Okay. So what is that, like hard?
Yeah.
I think it's like hard and insane. I don't know. That's the normal scale.
It's like novice,
legendary,
adept, something legendary. I don't know. Whatever. They have a weird system.
Yeah, I'm the one away from it.
Yeah.
So I'm able to do monster damage and being able to take damage from the dragons, which is quite excessive.
Yeah.
If, my buddy's trying to do a wizard class, and
Good
he's
luck.
like, I toss lightning at him, and they just laugh.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt for those LARPers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my orc class, man. I love playing Skyrim just because it's so easy.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It allows me to focus on different things rather than
Right.
trying to avoid combat. It allows me to do different things in combat, like sneak. Because if I get caught, okay, whatever, I can kill this guy. But if I'm on a class that, like a rogue, where I have to be stealthy or else I'm dead, that's a lot more stressful.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you normally play as?
In Skyrim, I'll play as whatever.
What do you prefer? Would you ever play an orc?
Maybe. Probably not.
Why? I thought I convinced you through this podcast.
No, absolutely not. You did no such thing. I like the Nords. I like Khajiit.
Why Khajiit?
They're cool. They're cat people. That's awesome.
I prefer if I was a dog person. That's why I'm a werewolf.
They should have dog people. That'd be awesome.
I know. It should be equal.
Dude, a husky race in Skyrim?
I know, right?
I couldn't play as anybody else. I think if I ever decide to go with a magic class, I think I played as a high elf once. That wasn't very fun though, because high elves don't look cool.
Elves in general don't look cool in that
Yeah.
game. They have like black eyes and the ears are weird and their
Yeah.
skin's weird. And
It's a little bit better than Oblivion, just because
the graphics are better.
nobody looked good in Oblivion. The character models were the worst thing in the world.
The orc looked like Shrek.
Yeah,
Literally looked like an ogre.
basically.
I love Skyrim. I can't wait till Bethesda puts out the next game. I know they just put out ESO, and I shouldn't
doesn't
expect
count.
a Bethesda game in a while. And actually, let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online. You played it for a while.
Yeah, I played the beta for a little while.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay. I think I liked it more because I was playing with Stuart
Oh, okay.
rather than like because I went back after we did those Let's Plays and tried playing it just by myself, and I was just like, I'm not into this.
I loved it. It's probably the actual first MMORPG that I liked.
Oh, really?
I've tried.
You didn't play RuneScape?
I played RuneScape, yeah, but then I forgot my password, and I'm like, I'm done with this game.
I was big into RuneScape back.
I loved RuneScape. My whole class back in middle school played it.
Back in the day.
Man, it was that long ago. Back when we were those little youngsters yelling on the back of a car in the Burger King parking lot.
I never did that.
Oh yeah,
I was too afraid. I was afraid they'd come beat me up. So, did you ever get any skills to 99 in RuneScape?
No. Wait, no.
Dude, you
yeah,
suck.
no, I don't know.
Dude, cooking? That's where it's at.
Oh yeah, I got cooking.
Cooking was really
One
easy.
I worked on a lot was agility.
Monkfish and shark. I'm a nerd. I know.
Yeah.
I have all the RuneScape information still in my head, assuming it hasn't like updated and changed a lot.
It has
Which
changed
it
a
probably
lot.
has.
Oh my gosh, it has.
I know they updated like RuneScape 3 now with like new graphics and stuff.
Isn't there like a whole bunch of different varieties of RuneScape
Yeah.
now? Like,
I mean, there was RuneScape Classic, which was like the original launch, and then now there's I don't remember what it's called now, but then they have a server for like RuneScape 2 when they upgraded like in 2007 or something, and then there's RuneScape 3.
you wonder how much money that thing's still bringing in.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely gone down because I can guarantee there aren't nearly as many people playing it as there used to. Now with so many games that have a free-to-play model, that RuneScape is probably hurting from that. 'Cause that was the best feature, the fact that you could play so much of the game
paid for
free
it.
to play. I did too.
We're
nerds.
I paid. I don't consider that really an MMORPG. I know it is. But
Yeah.
It was just
It's
so.
a lot different than most of the MMOs.
I would pay my dad a certain amount for my allowance every single month, so and then he would just pay with his credit card
Mhm.
because they didn't have the prepaid cards then.
Yeah. It used to be like $5 a month too, which was amazing for membership.
What is it now? Is it a lot more
I
expensive?
think it's like 10
What?
10 or 15. It definitely increased, yeah.
No wonder why they're not doing so good.
In fact, I think that might have been why I quit when they upgraded or upped the price for it. I was like, I'm not paying that much. I hardly play it anymore anyway.
Wood chopping, that and mining, I had at 99. You
Very
got me
nice.
thinking. The music, man. I really want to listen to the music again.
Dude, music's so good.
After this podcast, we are definitely doing some
Wow.
RuneScape
This is happening right now.
music 16-bit binging.
We're gonna put our favorite song in the outro for this podcast.
Heck yeah.
Not true. That's
Why not?
'Cause that's copywritten. We can't do that.
Is it though?
I have no idea.
It's free to play. Why isn't it free to listen to?
I mean, don't ask me.
Copyright is
That's-
so annoying.
Ask the guy who made it. They're British.
Oh, so then...
Dude, that game had the best humor in the world.
Did it?
It was so great. I loved the writing in that game.
There was writing?
Yeah, just like for the dialogue for the quests and stuff, it was fantastic.
I never watched it. I just click like in every other MMORPG I ever played.
If you use a herring on a tree, it'll say this is not the mightiest tree in the forest. Reference to Monty Python. If you go to, like, I think the gnomes had a big tree or something. If you go and use it on that, it'll be like, have another reference like, you can't possibly cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring or something like that. It is the best. I love that. I love that game so much. I have fond memories.
I have very fond memories of dial-up and RuneScape.
Yeah, good times.
What other MMORPGs did you play?
Not.
Did you try WoW?
I did try WoW. Couldn't get into that at all.
I couldn't either.
I tried when the Old Republic went free. I tried that too.
Did you like that?
No, not really.
You know, I love Star Wars, but I'm just not
Yeah.
big into the Star Wars
Same.
universe.
It's like
I think they need to do a Mass Effect MMORPG. There's so much there. All the planets.
I know.
And the
I don't know how
enemies.
I'd feel about that.
Really?
I feel like it would be the same as like the Elder Scrolls doing it. A game that's mostly single player. I know Mass Effect 3 had the co-op multiplayer, but
There was no co-op. It was just multiplayer.
Well, non-competitive. It's like horde mode.
Yeah,
so
I gotcha.
consider it co-op.
I gotcha.
Not obviously it's not cooperative like campaign, but for the most part it's supposed to be a single player game, and now they're trying to do.
I like the multiplayer. I know you don't like it, but
Well, actually, I was okay with the Mass Effect multiplayer. I got bored of it after a while because again, I wasn't really playing with anyone, just random people.
because you didn't want to ask me to play,
Yeah, well, I didn't know you at that point.
right?
Also, you have it for 360, right?
Yeah.
I have it for PC, so
Why?
because I had all the other games on PC.
Mm.
Because want me to tell you my Mass Effect story?
Have I stopped you from a story yet?
No, I was just curious if you were interested.
Absolutely, I am.
Okay, so the year is 2011. Good start.
No, it's 2014.
Okay, thanks, man. So I bought Dragon Age 2 because I was like, I like fantasy RPGs. Dragon Age 2 is good. It was okay. After realizing that Dragon Age 2, most of the fans weren't real impressed by it, BioWare decided to give Mass Effect 2 for free to anyone who bought Dragon Age 2.
What?
Before a certain time. It was like middle of April or something. So this happened while I was on spring break, which was absolutely perfect. So I downloaded it.
This is what you do on your spring break.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually on vacation in Florida at the time, and the internet was really slow. It took like 30 hours to download. I was like, oh god, this is the worst. But I had absolutely no interest in the Mass Effect series up until this point that they gave me the game for free. So, this was 2011. I think Mass Effect 2 was released the year before in 2010, right?
Yeah.
So a year later, I got one of the biggest hit games for free.
Wow.
Which is awesome. So then Mass Effect 3 was released the next year in 2012. So I played Mass Effect 2 a little bit. I was like, this is really awesome.
Yeah. Fane.
So I played it like maybe 2 or 3 times over the course of the summer. And then I went to college that year. This was my first year at college. And I was like, Mass Effect 3 is coming out pretty soon. I should really get Mass Effect 1 so I can have all the choices carry over through all the games.
That's the best part.
So I ended up buying Mass Effect 1. It was like $20. Finished that and then carried that over to 2 and then finished that just in time for Mass Effect 3 to come out. And I was happy. So then I bought Mass Effect 3. So essentially, they sold me 2 games by giving me 1 for free. Otherwise, I would never have touched the Mass Effect series.
That's pretty cool.
So that's my story of how I became a massive Mass Effect fanboy.
I love Mass Effect.
It's pretty good.
How do you feel about the ending of 3? Like, people freak out about it so much.
The internet collectively had like a massive aneurysm over the end of Mass Effect 3.
But how do you feel about it?
Personally, I was actually kind of okay with it. What I wanted was a little bit more closure on what happened to the characters and what happened to the galaxy after the final choice was made. Like, I kind of wish they hadn't handled it in that way, but I was like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. For me, it's more about the journey there rather than the destination. And then they released the extended cut DLC, which
I haven't
gave
played
me...
it yet.
It's really not that impressive, but it gave me exactly what I wanted.
Good.
And I was like, this is absolutely perfect. Because even before the extended cut was even announced, I was talking to one of my other friends about this, and I was like, I really wish they had given just some kind of closure to the characters, even if it was just a slideshow at the end of the game with just like still images. And that's exactly what they gave us.
Really?
And I was like, I'm okay with this. I'll take this. Because that's like how the ending of Dragon Age Origins is. After you save the day, it's just like images, probably concept art even, and then some text on the screen. There wasn't even any voice acting.
BioWare's pretty notorious for having awful endings.
Yeah.
KOTOR 2.
Did KOTOR 2 have a bad ending?
Yeah.
I thought I was okay with it.
No, it was just like some voice acting after, and it was just like everything was question marks, and then KOTOR stopped.
Although I think actually the end of that was actually bugged somehow.
Was it?
Yeah. If you had it on PC, you can get a patch for it.
Oh,
that
well.
Opens things up a bit
I
more.
don't play it on PC.
Yeah, sure, it's good.
I don't play games on PC, man. I play it on the Xbox K.
Get a better PC. Play more games on PC. PC Master Race. Just kidding on that. I don't care about that. So we're talking about Mass Effect?
Yeah. What else?
Should we talk about something else? I really don't have anything else.
How do you feel about the music of Mass Effect?
I love the music of Mass Effect.
I kind of do, but like, have you ever tried listening to it outside?
No.
It's not as good outside.
Really?
It's so fitting while you're inside.
Yeah. The phone call ruined the podcast.
Wow. So, okay, outside of like playing the game, Mass Effect music just does not have the same grip.
Right. It's not quite as good as like the Skyrim or Halo music.
Or Halo music. Yeah. Halo music. That's actually what I was getting to. I was trying to get a good segue to. So you were telling me about some news about Marty O'Donnell, who is the...
Dude, that is an amazing segue.
I know. Marty O'Donnell, for those who are not familiar, he is the composer and director for the Halo music and possibly Destiny. There's some gray right there.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I don't remember exactly how long, but he was let go from Bungie. I'm pretty sure it was after he finished the soundtrack for Destiny.
Did he do Halo 4? If he did an awful job, because I did not. There's like some tracks from Halo 4 I like, but it just does not have the same feel.
I'm not sure, actually.
Anyway, keep going.
Probably have to look that up. But yeah, so he was let go from Bungie, and then just a few days ago, since RTX is going on, actually it was yesterday, he made a tweet that says, "Yup, it's official. I miss all my friends at Rooster Teeth, 343, and Bungie. Should have gone to RTX. Say hi." And it's just so sad to me that, like, for whatever reason, he didn't go to RTX, even though he probably would have if he was still with Bungie, because, they're bros with Rooster Teeth and everything. It's just really sad because he's an incredible composer. Like, especially the first 3 Halo games have some of the best music I've ever heard.
And Reach.
And Reach, yeah.
Reach had absolutely amazing music.
So yeah, Marty O'Donnell, that's sad. We feel bad for you. We know he's listening right now, so.
And outside of so going kind of along the games of individual people when it comes to, like, video game creation.
Yeah.
We want to talk about Cliff?
Sure. So I read an article the other day. Again, probably yesterday. This is the most interesting news I have for this week. So Cliff Bleszinski, who was the head guy over at Epic Games, who made Gears of War, and I don't really know what else, actually. I'm pretty sure he had some other stuff. But
wasn't it Killzone?
No, because Killzone's PS3.
I thought the studio...
No, I'll get to that story just a second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Step ahead.
Yeah, so Cliffy B, he left Epic, I think the beginning of this year, and so there's a news story that there's a rumor that he's going to make a new studio called Boss Key Productions, and he is launching it alongside, I have no idea how to pronounce this game. It's like Arjen Brucey or something.
A game?
No, this is a person.
Oh.
It's probably not right at all. But he's the co-founder, or she possibly, I don't know. He's the co-founder of Guerrilla Games, who made Killzone for the PS3.
Oh, okay, that's who it was.
Or PlayStation. It was on PS2 as well, but it was a Sony exclusive. Yeah, so they're coming together to make a studio. We'll see what they can make.
Did you ever play Gears of War?
I did. I got Gears of War 1 when it was free on Xbox Live. Played that. Not that impressed.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It just didn't.
What didn't you like about it?
It just didn't grab me. I didn't like the writing. I didn't really like the voice acting.
Come on, you're like a badass Marcus Phoenix who's basically as hardcore as you can get.
No, he's not that interesting to me.
No.
I'd rather have some deeper character development.
That's what happened in
let's kill all
Gears
these
of War
dudes.
2. They really focused on character development instead. Yeah. So you really got this really emotional attachment rather than just, okay, so there's these 4 guys who just go through and keep killing and killing and killing.
Like, I feel like I didn't have a reason to care about anything that was happening.
But what's important, you have to remember that game was just so big with multiplayer gaming back in the day because it was so new. Like the cover aspect of it, and then shooting around corners, over cover. Also
had one of the hardest multiplayer achievements ever. So
there's what was it?
It was like win. I don't remember.
Wasn't it 1,999 like back in 1999? Wasn't that the achievement where you had to win like basically 2,000 games?
Yeah, something like that. It was something crazy.
Yeah.
It was just like, who does that? Although Quake 4 has even that beat where you have to win 5,000 games. So.
Holy crap.
Or maybe it was playing 5,000 games. But you also have to get to the top of the leaderboard for one of the achievements, so that's never happening. And Quake 4 is dead like a week after it was launched, so.
On my Xbox, it was a free demo. It was Quake Wars.
Oh, yeah?
That was actually pretty fun.
I haven't even heard of that.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet it's still on...
It's like an RTS?
The demo. No.
It's actually similar to Halo Wars.
No.
I'm joking.
No.
Jokes, guys. LOL. So, You want to tell us about Quake Wars, or
I really have nothing to be honest.
wrap this up?
It was a demo.
Okay.
I mean, I really have nothing to add to it. It was pretty interesting. I mean, all it was so you had objectives along the like in this per level, whether you played as the humans or if you played as the I don't know what are they called?
No idea.
I've
I've never played Quake.
Basically, all I could think of is just calling them aliens. And so you have one side attacking and one side defending, and it's class based. So those who play, I think the closest you could think of it would be Battlefront or Battlefield, one of those two games where you have these classes. Like to repair class would be this engineer class, something that's actually becoming more prevalent in a lot of games nowadays.
Team Fortress 2? Am I right,
Team
Chris?
Fortress, yes.
Go on. We're ragging on Chris a lot in this podcast. Sorry, Chris, we love you.
And Stuart.
Not really.
Anyway, so as you're going through, you're trying to get these objectives, like you're trying to take down a force field, so you have to have an engineer that goes up to this like big, huge energy beam crater thing, and you have to go to it and you have to like break it down, or you have to like get through a sewer gate where you need a soldier to put C4 on the sewer gate and then defend it as the timer's going down. So it was actually a really cool demo. I mean, it was different. The graphics are awful.
Yeah, of course.
Awful.
But who cares? Is the gameplay fun?
The gameplay, yeah, it was actually pretty fun. I wouldn't
Good
buy
game.
it, but it was.
Wow.
I was thinking about renting it one time, but then I saw Halo type games and other better games, so I decided Family Video was gonna get my money for something else.
Poor Quake. Dude, shout out to Quake. What a trooper.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so. We should probably wrap this up. We're going a bit long now.
We are. Well, thank you guys so much for listening this week.
And
go ahead, close us up, hostess.
Okay, thanks. I'm not even gonna say it now.
Bye.
Stick tuned next week for more.